Hi, I'm Humam, Director of Training and Demonstration over here at iCoffee by Remington. Today we're going to talk about Spin Brew and some of the cool products that we have for 2016. Start off, what is Spin Brew? Now, coffee is coffee. Coffee's been made the same way for the past 75, 85 years. Water drips from the top, floods, comes out of the bottom. Even some of the single serves that are out there generally use the same idea. They're over-glorified drip brewers. Just higher pressure, hotter water, still coming from the top, dripping out of the bottom. What's the problem? If it works, if it's not broke, don't fix it. What's the problem? Well, you have what's called the drip dilemma. If you remember the old drip brewers, anytime you take out the filter, you end up with a crater in the middle. Those are over-extracted grounds, gives you a little bit of a burnt taste, and then you have wasted grounds around the sides. Single-serve brewers do the same thing. Hot, higher pressure water. Still, if you take that Kcup, you open it up, what do you end up with? A crater, a little tiny mini crater, over-extracted grounds. Bruce Burroughs, our owner and inventor, decided to find a better way to make coffee. Now, if you were to go buy 100% Kona, not Kona blend, 100% Kona coffee from Hawaii, or some real Ethiopian Yirgacheffe, or some fancy geisha coffee from Colombia, you probably don't want to put it in a regular single serve or a regular drip brewer. You'd use a French press, or you use some kind of a pour-over method, something fancy. The problem with those is that there's a lot of hassle. They're not as convenient. What we've been able to do, and I say we as if I invented this, what Bruce has been able to do is turn every Kcup virtually into a French press. How does this work? You'll notice over here that this needle has two rotational jets. And what happens when you start brewing is that this rotation first steams the coffee. It blooms those grounds, swells them up, cracks them open, so you end up with more surface area. All of those essential oils are being sweat out. And then the jets kick on, and that's when you get the stirring and the steaming and the tumbling. What that does, same thing as a French press when you stir it, is those grounds are agitated, they rub against each other, and they turn into microfines, releasing all that coffee essence, and you end up with a rich coffee crema. So let me show you some of the machines that we have and some of our product line that we came out with last year in the single serve market. This right here is the Mozart. This is our flagship unit. This unit over here allows you to adjust the strength of your coffee with half-ounce increments, the only one of its kind. It goes all the way up to 12 ounces, allowing you to brew for a travel mug if necessary. This is completely magnetic, comes with chrome-plated plastic so you're not going to scratch it with your ceramic cups. And this is where the magic happens. You'll notice it has less movable parts, so our return rates are much lower than the competition. We're going to brew some coffee over here as a demonstration, and it's very simple. 75-ounce reservoir on the side. As long as this is filled up to the fill point, you're good to go. You can brew many cups of coffee throughout the day. Great for an office. Once this is closed, and we're going to choose 8 ounces so we don't overflow out of this cup, when we start brewing, electromagnets kick on so that I cannot pull this off. And this is not going to pop up and burn you, spill on your counter, like some has happened. We've had some recalls in the past on some of the competition's units. We don't have that problem. This feature is called the safety lock feature, and it comes standard on all of our models. In addition, if you come up here, you can actually see the spinning action. This is where the spin brew is happening. This is brewing at 195 to 205 degrees, which is optimal brewing temperature. You can see the steam coming out, the rich coffee crema being formed. You're going to end up with what Bruce calls an impossibly smooth cup of coffee. Where's the smoothness come from? All of that agitation that we discussed releases CO2, releases the coffee crema. That's where the acidity is. When you release that acidity, you end up with coffee that has a much lower acid level than coffee that's made out of a standard single serve or standard drip brewer. But you don't have to take my word for it. The best way is to try it. Now we have some other models. We also have the Express. This model does not come with a reservoir. You fill it as you go. However, it has a smaller footprint, and counter real estate is very valuable in cities like New York. So this is great for a small family or a small home. We also have our Vinci model, which is the middle of the road. This again allows you to go from 4 to 12 ounces, but in 2-ounce increments, so it doesn't come with the dial-a-brew. All of them come with the safety lock feature, as well as an energy saving feature to automatically shut off the unit within 2 hours of you brewing. And now we're going to show you what we came out with for 2016.
Yes, it does.
This right here, you'll notice, looks exactly like the Opus. This is not the new machine. However, the technology is inside of this machine. What we have right now for you is this prototype. This is how the machine will look. Immediate, you'll see there's a number of functions that are not on our other units. You are able to make an espresso, an Americano, or regular coffee. And this specialty button is really where the magic happens. You'll also notice that this has a much smaller footprint than the other units. So again, we want to take advantage of the fact that most people do not have as much counter real estate. Convenient handle to pull off, and you'll see it's much more dynamic and robust, so you can fit more volume of water in a smaller footprint rather than the standard long, tall reservoir. So the technology that's going to be in here, we're showing off at the show in this unit right now. We're going to set this to 2 ounces because I'm going to make for you what under specialty it's going to make. Now we're going to start with this right here. This is where the magic happens. You see it looks just like a standard plastic cup. Has a small hole over here for the needle. We line this up and we get it in. Now what is specialty? We've been able, without you having to buy an extra attachment or have any kind of wand, froth and steam milk straight from the same coffee maker that brews your coffee. Let's see how it works. We're going to press specialty and we're going to pour our milk.
This is it right here.
So here, as you can see, the milk is frothing and steaming all at the push of a button. Now, a question consumers ask is, how can I clean this? Very, very easy. We call it a coffee chaser. As soon as this is complete, 2 things happen. First, you'll notice after a few seconds there will be a purge to purge out some of that water or some of that milk. There's the purge right there. Perfect. Now, we're able to remove this and place our Kcup or Kcup type pod, just as usual. We put it down, set it to 2 ounces, and we're ready to brew. Well, as we wait, the Spin Brew technology is starting. It's making sure it's very, very hot. And the coffee, as it starts to come out here, is going to be pressed, giving you that perfect espresso flavor. Beautiful layers will form. Milk on the bottom, your coffee in the middle, and a rich coffee crema on top. Isn't that beautiful? Look at those waves. It's just like those wave machines. All right, now as soon as that light is off, we're ready to go. A delicious latte at the push of a button. Thank you.